Okay, hi. I think it's working. Yeah, I quit Whataburger to pursue my dream of social media. Um, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane. Trust me, I also think I am insane and don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna give you a whole rundown as to how this happened. So, for the longest time, I've been working at Whataburger. It originally was a summer job type, but it ended up being longer than that. It's gonna be 4 years that I'm gonna be working there. And honestly, I just feel like I got comfortable. I didn't just stay in the position I was at, I did move up while I was there. I started off as a team member and now I am a manager. So I didn't just stay where I was at, I did grow, but I think I always had a bigger dream, and that was to pursue social media. And trust me, I know TikTok is getting banned in a few days, and I feel like I'm going insane, but I feel like this is God's calling for me. And let me slow down. I'm already going to cry. So I've always wanted to do social media. I've always wanted to be an influence in some way. I've always wanted to motivate, to inspire, to be somebody you look up to. Like, I've always wanted that. Ask anyone, I've always wanted that for me, you know? And when things started to change was a few days before New Year's. And I just didn't want 2025 to be the same for me. I didn't want it to be my same comfortable routine, 9 to 5 girl, going to the gym, I didn't want that anymore. I wanted it to be more than that. And I did think about going part-time at Whataburger. Actually, me and my boss were talking about it, and he was going to help me just do part-time. That way I could focus more on social media, and he was super supportive of that. But obviously, things kind of started to take a downhill, and they needed me to be full-time, basically. And how could I be mad at him, for not letting me be part-time when my position as manager is full-time? So that's when I kind of realized, like, it wasn't going to work out that way. Like, I was going to have to commit full time, and I didn't want that. And I wanted to pursue social media so bad, and like, this is what I want. So I specifically remember it was New Year's. It was New Year's Eve. I went to the gym, and I just remember on the way there I started feeling like this, like, something in my heart, like, just telling me, like, what if I just quit? Like, what if I just gave it my all? But I vividly remember it, and it makes me cry every single time I think about it. But I remember when I was out of the gym and I was on my way back home because we were going to have the New Year's Eve dinner and everything. I was on my way back home, and I just, like, I felt scared. Like, I felt really scared. And I remember telling God, I'm like, God, like, I feel like this is what you're calling me to do. Like, I feel like this is what you want. And I started thinking of everything I have. I started thinking of all the blessings I have, that I'm able to do this. And let me explain that to you, because I want you to know that I'm in a position where I'm insanely blessed. I'm insanely blessed. Like, I'm so lucky to be in the position I am, and anyone would die for the opportunity I have right now. I moved out of my house. I don't know if you guys know this room. Some of you might know this room. This is my old room. This is where I started my videos. I moved back with my parents. And it was one of those things where I feel like I'm taking a step back. Like, last year I gave up my car. I don't know if you guys remember Blossom. I gave up my car. I got a older, crappier car, I guess. And this year I gave up my house. And I'm starting to feel like I'm taking steps back. I'm taking 2 steps back already, and it hurts a little bit, it hurts. And I'm scared. I'm really scared. I wish you guys knew how scared I was. Like, this isn't just like like, I'm really scared. And, but I want to tell you guys, that night that I wanted to give up, that I wanted to quit Whataburger, that New Year's Eve, I called my brother, and I kind of just asked him, I really look up to my brother. And I called him. I was like, hey, what do you think if I did this? Like, do I sound crazy if I just quit Whataburger and go all in, and give it a try? And, he was just like, no, bro, like, screw them, like, just older brother, like, just, he told me I had it. He told me I could do it. And that meant a lot to me, and I was like, okay, like, my brother believes in me. So then I go to my boyfriend's house, I go to Tony's house, and I had kind of been ignoring him that whole day, that whole New Year's Eve. My poor Tony, I had kind of been ignoring him, kind of been giving him the cold shoulder, like not responding to his text because I was just really scared and I knew this is what I wanted to do and I didn't know how to tell him, you know? And like, not because I was scared of what he was gonna say, like, he's so supportive, but like, just I was scared, you know? So then I go to his house, you know, I'm like, hey, can we talk? And we talk in the car, and I told him everything, you know, and I told him I was scared. I didn't tell my brother I was scared, but you know, like, Tony, I trust him, I love him, I feel like I can tell him anything, you know. And I told him, I'm like, I'm just really scared, you know, like, this is really scary. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna make money. Like, I'm barely making any money. Like, we're talking about like $400 a month probably that I'm making, you know. And I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm really, really scared. And guys, Tony is like a breath of fresh air, like just my sunlight, my sunshine, everything, you know. And I told him I'm gonna have to give up my house. I just got it, you know, like, I'm gonna have to give it up. And you know, he was just so supportive. He was like, I'm here, like, I'm here to support you, I'm here to support you financially, you know, like, I can help you with anything, you know. And he told me, he's like, do it, just go for it, just go for it, you know, like, don't even think, you know. And he reminded me of what I think was the most important to me, is just trust God, trust God's plan for you. If you feel like this is what God is calling you, then this is what you're made for. And you know, he's just so encouraging. And obviously after that, I was like, okay, I can do this, you know. I kind of took a deep breath, and I was like, okay, I can do this, like, I got this, you know. I don't know how I got this, but I got this. And so then I came home after I went to his house. I came home and I sat my parents and my sister down, and they thought I was pregnant, but no, I told them, you know, and I gave them the rundown as well, kind of explained it to them. And I was like, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys support me, or like, what are your thoughts? You know, it's like, and I know it's hard to explain it to my parents. You know, how do you explain to Mexican parents that like you're somehow making a little bit of money off social media, off posting silly little videos, you know? And oh my gosh, posting silly little videos, you know, like, how do you explain to them that that's what you're gonna do for a living, you know? And guys, when I tell you, I just realized how blessed I am and how much I might take it for granted. They were so supportive. Not a single doubt came out of their mouths, nothing but encouragement. And they're so quick to tell me that I could come back home. They just renovated this room. I have a kitchen now, I have a bathroom now. Like, this is the room I used to stay in, and it was nothing but a room, you know. And it's now renovated, you know. And I started to feel like this was God's plan all along, you know. Like, he knew I was gonna have to come back, he knew I was gonna have to take a step back and start over, but it's better, you know. I have a kitchen, I have a bathroom up here. And my dad told me how he came here with nothing, and he was scared to start his own company, but he did it. He tried it, and it worked out for him. My mom was just pouring me with support. My sister, I was scared of my poor little sister because I work with her. We work together at Whataburger, and I love seeing her every day, you know, so I was sad to leave her. But she never said anything about that, you know. She didn't care. Like, she just was full on supportive. And it just made me realize, like, somebody would die to be in the position I am in, the position to just quit my full-time job to try to pursue social media. You know, like, I have the opportunity to have my own place that I'm not gonna have to pay rent. I have a car that's paid off. You know, I have all the supportive people around me, and I have that opportunity. And why am I gonna waste that opportunity? So that happens New Year's Eve. I believe it was New Year's Day. I printed out my 2-week notice because I worked that New Year's Day. I printed out my 2-week notice and I turned it in. And it was really awkward, but I turned it in. It was done. You know, it was like, well, that's it. I put in my 2-week notice, and I'm really going to quit. You know, like, I'm really going to quit. I'm really going to do this. And gosh, guys, like, I wish you knew how scary. I mean, I'm glad you don't know how scary it is, but I wish I could explain it a little bit better. But when I turned in my 2-week notice, my boss had given me the option of stepping down and just working one day out of the week. And that way had at least a little bit of income coming in that I was sure of. And I was like, you know what, like, no, like, I'm going all in. Like, I trust God, I'm going all in. I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out, but I'm gonna figure it out, you know. So I denied his request. And it's so funny how things work out. All of a sudden, I have all these bills that I have to pay that I didn't know of. You know, I only have 2 weeks left. I get paid about like a thousand a week, and I have all these bills coming in. I realized that all my credit cards are at like $400, and I have like 5 of them. And I just realized, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm screwed. Like, I'm screwed. Like, I have to pay all these credit cards off. I should have thought of that before quitting. I should have paid them off before I quit, before I put in my 2-week notice. I should have thought of paying off my credit cards. Um, my insurance is gonna expire once I quit. So I'm like, let me make all my appointments before my insurance expires. So I make my eye appointment. I'm getting glasses, I'm getting contacts, but now I have to pay out of pocket for some of it, you know? And I'm going to the dentist, and I need to get a filling and 2 crowns. And apparently, like, if everything goes good with the insurance, I only have to pay 50% of it, which is still $900, you know? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? Like, what was I thinking? Like, what was I doing? Just quitting, and all these doubts start pouring into my mind. And I'm like, dude, I'm so stupid. What made me think I could do this? What made me think I was capable of this? You know, like, life is so expensive. And I'm freaking out till this day. I'm still freaking out, you know. This is my last week at Whataburger, and I'm freaking out. And I think about, and this is what gets me, is I think about taking up that offer of going at least once a week. That way I can pay these things off, you know. I think about doing that, and something in my heart, like, every single time I think about, you know, like, let me just take that offer and I'm just gonna work one day out of the week, you know, something in my heart makes me feel like I'm betraying God. Like, something in my heart, like, I feel like every single time I have that thought, God is saying, like, oh, you don't trust me? Like, oh, you don't think I have you? You know, and it hurts really bad, because I'm just like, God, I trust you, but, like, let me be realistic for a second. Like, let me be for real, you know, like, this is impossible, you know. And I'm just like, it's so scary. And I'm just like, God, I don't know if I'm making this my calling, or, like, you're really calling me to this. Like, I don't know. Guys, TikTok is getting banned, and I was barely starting to make money on there. You know, I finally figured out how to make money on there, and then all of a sudden it's getting banned. And then I'm just like, God, what really is your calling for me? Like, did I just make this up? You know, but I cannot shake that feeling of every single time I want to go back. I think about, let me go back and be part-time. Like, God tells me no. And I swear it's like a serious no. It's like my heart drops, and it's like, no. I don't know if you guys can see that verse over there. It's Jeremiah 17, verse 5 through 9. It says, but blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and their confidence. And I want you to know that I've said it thousands of times, I'm so scared, but the trust I have in God is so great. The trust I have in her Lord and Savior is, like, massive. Like, even though I'm scared, I have so much trust and peace in my heart. Like, yeah, I might be scared, but, like, I know it's gonna work out. And even if it doesn't work out, I don't care. Like, I know it's what God wanted for me. You know, I know God has me. That's it, guys. That's really all the story behind it. I quit Whataburger. It's my last week. I'm going to pursue social media full time. I'm going to push out content on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to make disciples, and I'm going to make followers of God. And I'm going to make you trust Jesus with all your heart, the way I trust him with all my heart. I'm going to show you that he's there for you no matter what, and that he is your strength. You don't just need Jesus whenever you're having a bad day, whenever something horrible is happening in your life. You need Jesus for everything. I need Jesus to go to the gym. I need Jesus to wake up. I need Jesus whenever somebody's being really rude to me. You know, I need him for everything. And the more I read his word, the more I spend time with him, the more I worship him. I want to be more like him. And I just want y'all to know, I just want y'all to have that same feeling I have, that feeling of peace, that feeling of just, like, it's okay. But yeah, and I'm really happy. Honestly, I'm really happy where things are going. I'm really scared, but I'm really happy. And I'm just really blessed to be in the position I am. The opportunity that's been given to me is one in a lifetime, and I understand that, and I'm very grateful for that. And I know I'm very lucky. Um, and just, I want to say thanks to all my friends, all my family members who have been so supportive, and my Whataburger crew. They're actually so, the people I've told, they're very supportive, except for my cousin Marcos. Everybody else have been really supportive of me, and I'm very thankful. Um, it's just like people I wouldn't even imagine to support me are very supportive, and I'm just very thankful. But yeah, guys, I quit Whataburger, and you'll be seeing more of me, I hope. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go hit the gym now. Bye.